Okay, this is our grounding rod. It's pretty well buried. This is the meter on the east side of the north garage. And when this home was built, the grounding rod's supposed to be there just like it is today. Okay, so that's fine, and it's buried about the way it's supposed to be buried. That's fine too. It was sealed on three sides to help prevent moisture infiltration into the wall. That was a good thing that happened. But also what has happened is after time, the insulation, the sealant has dried and pulled away from the cabinet and the brickwork, so water can get in here now. So this needs to be serviced. We need some additional sealant. That was scary. That was the fence closing behind me. Also, by today's standards, which there would be a sleeve on this electric supply conduit so that it would go up and down. It could move with the ground and the structure and that kind of thing. And so I'm going to call that out. But also remember that it was okay at the time. You know, so I mean, that's invariably that's going to be part of the conversation. Today we would have an electric service disconnect on the outside. One main disconnect, one principal, turn off all the energy to the house in case you have an emergency. And again, 9 years ago that wasn't a code, so they didn't install it, extra parts, so forth. So, but that is the case. So we don't have a disconnect, we do not have a movable sleeve, and our sealant is pulling away from the cabinet. Coming inside, this is a communications box. I did open it up. This is nothing. This is our second ground, and it's also our bond because we have PEX plumbing supply system here. So it's our second ground and our bond. It's a UFER that goes into the slab and beyond, and that's supposed to be labeled. Now, most electricians are going to be able to figure that out, really. Okay? Come over here on our electric load center. We do have a main principal, 200 amps. Okay, inside. But we'll just work our way in. The manufacturer felt like we should have duplicity. So if these rub off, like that, if these rub off, you have another one as a reference. And these over here, you see where it says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Okay, that's printing. This is handwriting. And the National Electrical Code, the National Residential Code, the manufacturer, Eaton, believes that these should all have been printed. I didn't wake up this morning and wonder how I was going to piss everybody off. I didn't do that. But this should have all been printed instead of handwritten. And they sell stickers that say these same words. Okay. We also learned that our disposal in our dishwasher is not GFCI protected. We also learned that our oven does not have a lockout. Our dryer is not GFCI protected. We also learned that there should be a cooktop. I can't tell, it's not labeled right. AC1, AC2, garage outlets, E-car, deck plugs. Okay, well, you have wiring on the wall behind the cooktop where you could add an electric cooktop if you wanted to, supposedly, but I'm not finding a breaker dedicated to I'm just not finding a mini refrigerator, washer, microwave. Is that dead HR bell box? What is that? So, and it should be 220 going to the cooktop. I'm not seeing it. She's supposed to have that. So we get inside the cabinet. Not supposed to have dirt and debris inside the cabinet. That's combustible. These are drywall screws. All right. Now I've seen different instructions for different kinds of fasteners. Some manufacturers require nails. That's not a nail. That snaps and breaks. See how it's rusting? It's a drywall screw. Let's say we experience a tornado here. All right. and your garage gets blown away. I get it, everything's ruined. But in the meantime, when the first responders come in, the firemen, this box pops out because of these drywall screws. Then the first responders come in to try and help you. We have to step over the box that's flopping all around there. Thought I heard somebody walking up on me. Guilty conscience. Okay, L1 and L2, they're supposed to be protected by this is supposed to be outside, or you're supposed to have another one of these outside. These are supposed to be protected with a non-conductive cover. Okay. Our white hots, but that one's almost, but for the EV car, for example, which is not GFCI protected. Okay, it should be black. We got unprotected conductors entering the cabinet cover, just like that. And that's not supposed to happen either. And it's supposed to have connector. That's a connector right there. You're supposed to have a connector right there. Not supposed to have paint inside the cabinet. Not supposed to have a white hot. What else we got? That's about it. So we don't have a principal outside. We don't have a slip joint on the power supply conduit. We need to reseal the sealant on the meter box. We need non-conductive conductors inside the cabinet. We need black, like these have been wrapped with black tape. Okay, we need black tape up here on this. We need GFCI here, GFCI here. We need a lockout here. By the way, our condensing units are properly fused. Our dishwasher and our disposal are not GFCI protected. And some of the garage is not GFCI protected. The washer 120, the microwave is not GFCI protected.